I would like to welcome you all to Water Your Soil. So I'm gonna get right into it with this video. This is 3 quick tips that will help you increase your credit score. Now, I could have came and said 3 quick tips that will help you increase your credit score immediately, but you know those results are not always consistent. So I don't believe in telling people that. I believe in telling people things that will work if they put in work. Because a lot of times people give advice and the advice will require work, but the people don't put in the work. So then they say, oh, you gave me advice, but nothing happened. Yeah, well, nothing happened because you didn't put in the work. But this advice that I'm about to give you, it relates to you actually doing the work and putting in the work. So if you don't know, credit is not a universal thing. And what I mean by of course, scoring is universal, meaning everyone has a credit score. But what I mean is no report nor no credit score is the same. You know, everyone has different things on their credit report. And just about everyone has a different credit score. In fact, you could find 2 people with the same credit score. Let's say they both have a 734. I guarantee you, out of those people who both have a 734, unless they're twins and they grew up in the same household and they have done the same thing their whole life, I guarantee you their credit reports are probably different. I highly doubt their credit reports are identical as far as the credit history, the amount of accounts, the payment history, all of those things. I highly doubt they're the same. So there's no universal credit report. So you have to learn how to make credit work based on your report. See, a lot of people, they go out and they seek credit advice and they just seek universal advice. Back when I was building up my credit score years ago, one of the things that I had to do is I had to learn how to adjust things to my account, with the amount of cards that I have. I started off my credit journey by getting 2 secured credit cards. So I couldn't just go and just apply for credit cards like some people can. Some people who are currently building up their credit, they have enough credit history to where they could go and they could get approved for an unsecured credit card. They could go and get approved for a regular credit card from a Capital One or a Chase credit card and things of that nature. But I couldn't do that when I started because I didn't have enough credit history, So I started out with secured credit cards. So I built my credit report around those secured credit cards. And it took time. Of course, it took work. As I stated in the beginning of this video, it's going to take work. And I built myself up in order to, be able to go and get unsecured credit cards and go and get loans without high interest rates and things of that nature. But it took time. It wasn't an instant thing. So the number one thing that will help you is to know your credit report. You have to know your credit report. Knowing your credit report will help you. It's very important for you to know your credit report. A lot of people, they come to me and they come to other people and they want help with to increase their credit score. But when you sit down and talk to them, they don't even understand nor know their own credit report. You have to know what's hurting you on your credit report. You have to know what's helping you on your credit report. Those 2 things are very important, because unless you understand your own credit report, then you're going to run into a big amount of trouble, because you're just going to continue to want people to help you and you don't know what's hurting you. You have to know what's hurting first. You have to be able to self-diagnose first your own credit report in order to improve it. That's just what it is. So with that, after you do know your own credit report and you go over it and you know what's hurting your score and what's helping your score, then you have to actually learn the things that will actually help increase your score and improve your score. So that means you're going to have to add and subtract things from your credit report. You may have to go out and get a new credit card in order to add a new account to your credit report. You may have to pay off some delinquencies in order to, cut some collections or not collections, but delinquent late payments and things of that nature off your account. You may have to pay down some of your credit card bills. You know, you may have to do those decreases in order to see an increase, or you just, like I said, you may have to add a new account or two in order to see an increase. But you have to work things towards your own credit report. So you have to, number one, know your credit report, diagnose your credit report, and number two, know what helps and hurts your credit report, and that's understanding how credit works. Once you know those two things, you will know how credit works. Then number three is the most important one out of all. I know you guys thought that I was gonna just drop you some big time special gems like, oh, you go to this site and you add this credit card and they'll give you 100 points to your credit. No, that's not how it works. Number three is put the work in. Be consistent. Be consistent with improving your credit score. I guarantee you, if you're consistent, you will see changes. It may take time. You know, like I said, there's no universal credit report. So for some people, it may take longer than it will for other people. But if you're consistent, you're eventually going to see changes. Maybe it takes 6 months. Maybe it take a year. It took me 2.5 years. Who knows how long it will take for you to get in the good or excellent credit range. But if you're consistent enough, you'll get there. See, the thing with this credit thing is people want fast results, and they want them fast because normally the way how it usually works when it comes to credit is people don't really want to improve their credit until they need their credit, you know, and that's usually from a place of desperation. And in my opinion, the key with this credit thing is to not wait until you get desperate for needing credit. You don't want to wait till you get desperate. You want to strike now. You want to improve your score before you need it. That's the key, because when you improve your score before you need it, that helps you avoid having to go out and get high interest loans or go out and make bad money decisions based on, you know, a necessity or desperation. You don't want it to get to the point where you're desperate for credit, because when you're desperate for credit, that's when you begin to make bad decisions with your credit, and then that also affects your score negatively in the end. So you want to make sure that you're consistent. You want to make sure that you know your report, and you want to make sure you understand credit and how it works, meaning what helps and hurts your score, not Johnny down the street score or Susan's score. You want to know what hurts and helps your own score. So you want to know your report and know what's going to help and hurt your report. Whether you need to add something to your report or you need to take things down and pay things off and pay things down on your report. Know your credit report. That is very important. That's probably like some of the most important advice I can give you all, is to know your credit report and know what hurts and what's helping you. And last but not least, just be consistent. I'd like to thank you all for listening. I ask that you would like and subscribe the video. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. I appreciate you all. Thank you.